What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Rob, the realest, back with another video. And today I'm gonna be doing a video on Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. First, I'm gonna do this video is gonna be talking about the fight in general, what my thoughts are, and just the fight itself, leading up to the fight. And also, I want to talk about um, Floyd Mayweather giving his 2 cents on the fight, and about Jones and Tyson both receiving a belt. So let me tackle the first thing. The first thing I want to tackle is the fight between Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. Now, this fight, listening to interviews with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, this fight was really the main focus of it was not around the issue of money, but with the publicity and everything that was happening surrounding the fight is the reason where how Tyson and both Roy Jones were compensated for the fight, or they were both was getting some money from the fight. And so leading up to the fight, they changed dates a few times on the day of the fight. And they Jones he is the one that was most recently had retired, and Tyson retired a while back. So these two came together and decided that they were going to do an exhibition. It was not going to be like a normal fight. If I remember correctly, the rounds were 2 to 3 minutes, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the rounds were, the amount that they were in the rounds, but a lot of publicity leading up to the fight. Everything that what normal fights is consisted of, the weigh-in and all of this stuff were put into place. And if you haven't seen the weigh-in, you see Tyson Jones standing there looking into each other's eyes. Tyson looking like he wants to bite Roy Jones' head off, and Jones looked like he is a little scared, to be honest with you. And so then the fight happened. And so with the fight, it ended up being a draw. I did not, to be honest with you, I did not see the fight. I just heard that it was a draw. And it's interesting that the fight ended up being a draw because, you got two guys, Tyson being the older at 54, and he got into shape just like, it happened so fast. And then Roy Jones, they both got into shape, but it ended up being a draw. And then they both end up receiving a belt. Both received a belt for the fight. Now that leads me to the next issue, or not issue, or the next thing I want to talk about is that Floyd Mayweather, being undefeated, honed in on what his thoughts were about the fight itself. And so Mayweather, the comment Mayweather made was that there are too many belts in the boxing arena, as for and he feel like it should be less belts than it is. And so this really ticked Mike Tyson off, and it ticked him off to the point where Tyson came back with saying, like, it's not too many belts. Really at the end of the day, it's really all about the money. And so, I mean, when me on the outside looking into this situation, as for the belts, I mean, I feel the same way Tyson feels. It's really at the end of the day, it's all about money. And so the discussion goes on. I mean, I think it's sad that the fight between Tyson and Roy Jones ended up being a draw, because I really wanted to see somebody get knocked out. That's what I really wanted to see. And so I think, like with a lot of things, I think that it was some things happening behind the scene. I think it's kind of like the NBA, like the All-Star game. When you see these guys play, they're not really giving it their all. And it was probably mostly, this fight was probably, it was well promoted, where both the fighters end up getting a nice amount of money. Plus, it was on pay-per-view. So, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. If you saw the fight, what was your thoughts? And what do you think about the Floyd Mayweather comment? Just leave me a comment down below. Share this video. Peace.